Howdy y'all, Countryfriedgamer 150 here, and this is my video review of the Midland portable CB radio 75-822. I've had this for a few weeks, and I bought the original antenna for it, the one that they recommend, and didn't really work out as well as I thought it would. I got about 3 miles on the car with the mobile adapter here that you hook into your cigarette lighter, and you hook up to an external antenna. Also too, I wasn't getting the weather stations, or no, I was getting the weather stations with that, but I tried another CB, a regular CB antenna, and I wasn't getting the radio stations with it. But I recently purchased a Tram 3500 CB antenna. It's about 5 feet tall, and it has performed a lot better than the original one. I got a lot more distance, plus I also get the weather stations as well. But this is a really nice radio if you don't have a lot of room for a big full-size radio. It basically takes up the amount of space of a mic of just your regular radio with the cord. Obviously in my little Corolla here, I don't have a lot of room because I got a scanner up there. But how I mounted it was I just took my old mic thing from my other radio and I screwed it into the dash, and it slides right on there. What the different things that come with it: obviously you get the little rubber ducky antenna, you get the regular AA battery pack, and the rechargeable battery pack with the outlet adapter. Like I said, it's a really nice radio. You have multiple options on how to use it, and with this Tram 3500 CB antenna that I got, I paid about $50 for it, which some people were saying you could get it for $30, but cheapest I found was like $47 something. I got it on eBay, and I clocked the original antenna, the one that Midland recommends, and I got about 3 miles out of it. The Tram 3500, I got almost 5 miles distance with that, and I will show you the test here pretty soon of the distance. I will clock it on my odometer and show you exactly how far I get. Now, the road that we're using is this. I live in a rather rural town, and but there is power lines all the way up that road, and there's a cluster of power lines further up to the one intersection. But the main reason why I use this road is because it's a straight road, and you can determine exactly how many miles out, because obviously if you pick a curvy road, you know, you have the curves and all that stuff, so it's not really an accurate mileage representation. But this one is basically a straight road all the way down. It's about 5 miles to the end of the road. Now, from my transmissions, because I was talking to my mother as I was testing this, and my transmissions obviously cut out for her at about 4.8 miles, but I was still able to hear her beyond that point, but I ran out of road. So, and which she has the regular base unit, it's a Cobra Classic 29, and she was using that with a little wheel antenna, which is about 3 feet tall. And but yeah, I would say that, you know, overall with this compact radio, the plug and play option of using it in the car or using it outside. I think it's one of the best handheld CB radios out there. I haven't really tried any of the other ones, but what people have told me is that typically with the little rubber ducky antenna, that you only get about half a mile or so, and I got about 1.7 miles with that one. And that was actually on low power, and I actually compared low power and high power. It didn't really seem to make much of a difference, but then again, as I was going out further, I did run into more power lines, so that could have kind of hindered that. I might have actually got more distance if it hadn't have been for the power lines. Because I do hear that and trees, tend to affect your reception. But like I said, overall, it was like about $85, I think, for the radio itself, and then about $50-some for the antenna. I also have a SWR meter, which surprisingly too, the Tram 3500, it was really easy to get the SWR in a reasonable spot. Almost right out of the box, it was pretty decent. I did have to actually raise the antenna a little bit. I had to adjust it. I had to raise it a little bit. But I basically got channel 1 and 40 between 1.4 and 1.5, which they normally tell you to get it below 1.5, but I actually use this exact area to get my SWR, which obviously there's trees around here, but at this specific spot, there's not, the power lines are over at the road. They're not here, so but this was like one of the best spots that I could get my SWR reading and adjust my antenna. I'm sorry that I haven't posted videos in a while. Busy with life, you know how it is. But yeah, we'll get this testing underway on this radio. Now, obviously, the further I go out, the quieter that my mom gets on the radio, but I can still hear her, and she can still hear me somewhat further out there. About, I think it starts getting quieter about, I'd say probably between 3 and 3.5 miles out, which that's what they were saying that you would get with that, with the mobile adapter, is about 3 miles or so. But with the Tram 3500, even though it quiets down at 3.5 miles or 3 miles, but the end of the range, like, even though it might be quieter, but you can still get out there about another 2 miles or 1.5 miles. So I was actually quite impressed with that. So I think it's a really good setup if you have, limited space in your car. Basically, your entire radio is the size of a mic on a regular CB radio. So it's really compact and really easy to use. My only real gripe is that there's not much of a noise canceling system other than your squelch. Your squelch is the only thing you have to eliminate noise, background noise, which can be kind of a hindrance, especially if you have people talking and their voices are rather quiet. You basically have to have the squelch turned all the way down in order to hear them, which you also hear all the static too, so it's kind of annoying. But other than that, there's a lot of different memory functions on here, which the stupid thing won't focus, but you have memory buttons, but I don't really use them. The only ones that I really used was just the weather.
Saturday, partly cloudy.
Which
highs in the upper 70s.
Comes in perfectly clear.
The nearshore marine forecast for the following marine locations.
But yeah, but mostly I just use for the trucker channel. There's also a scan feature, which you can turn it back and it will actually scan through all the channels. like I said, I don't use these other memory functions. I just basically listen to 19 because that's what all the truck drivers are on, and then also to the weather feature. And later on, I will give a review on that scanner too, which is also a very, very positive review. But more on that on a different video. But enough talk, and let's get to the testing, shall we? I will go ahead and drive out there to the 4.7 miles, and I will reset my odometer, and I'll start coming back and let you guys listen to my conversation that far out. That way that you know that because anybody can say, oh yeah, I talked 10 miles, and you know, anybody can say that, but you know, I actually want to document the actual distance and, you know, kind of prove exactly how far that I get with it. I could probably hear my mom even further than that, but as far as talking to where she hears me, I think that's pretty well at its limit at about 4.7, 4.8 miles. So thanks for watching the video, and I will get to testing next. Alright, as you can see, I am resetting the odometer here. It's at 72.3 right now. Hold it down. Okay, goes to 0. Alright. Can you hear me now? I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but she just asked me where I was and stuff, so I'm out close to 1875.
That sounds like it did you real good.
Yeah, you sound just fine. Obviously, sometimes the weather has something to do with it, but I might actually be able to get a little bit further, I'm not sure. But yeah, she sounds really quiet. I don't know if you heard that or not, but yeah, I'm just trying to document the distance here. Like I said, this is a fairly straight road all the way. There is a couple small curves up here. And we're using channel 30. Not that that really matters, but yeah, there's a couple small curves here. But 90% of this road is straight. And I'm just going to head back to the park here. Like I said, depending on the weather, it might actually be better today. If the road was longer, I might actually get more distance. You still hear me? Radio check.
You're loud and clear.
Yeah, see, she says I'm loud and clear right now, which is crazy because I'm like 5 miles out. Well, almost 5 miles. Because this road is only so long. Yeah, I'm like really impressed with the antenna and the radio combination. Like, I was not expecting to get that kind of distance on a little compact, you know, handheld radio. And the mobile adapter is just like icing on the cake. Like, you can literally take it anywhere. And you can have, you know, you can have a radio in your car that you can reach out to somebody, and you know, and to not take up a lot of space. Like I said, that right there is my entire radio. I do wish that the speaker was a little bit different because, I guess being a smaller speaker, it kind of, the static is a higher pitch, so it's a little bit more annoying to listen to the static, like with the bigger radio, but it's tolerable though. I do wish there was more noise canceling on it, but that's just it is what it is. I mean, you know, being a small compact size, you can't expect every button to be on there. Radio check.
Still loud and clear.
Obviously, I'm doing this backwards. I went out and then I'm coming back in. But it's not the easiest thing to try to hold the camera and talk on the radio all at the same time and drive. Obviously, I'm getting closer, so her voice is going to get clearer as we get closer to her. But yeah, this is just mostly just to document the mileage out. Again, you know, the antenna on her car is going to have some effect to that. It's not just mine. You're kind of like testing both antennas at the same time. Come on, car, let's go. Let's get a move on. Radio check.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear her or not. Obviously, we're at like 2.9 miles. 3 miles right now. check that up back there. Radio check.
Still loud and clear.
You can see that her voice is clearing up the closer I get to her. Now I'm about a mile out, from her. But yeah, it gets quieter about 3.5 miles. It starts getting quieter. But yet she could still hear me up to like 4.7, 4.8, and you'll see here on the odometer that's what it ends up being. We're at 4.4 right now, 4.5. There's 4.7. I'm now turning in the park where we started from. And there she is, right there. Well, you can't really tell. Stupid zoom. Flash your lights, Mom.
What?
I said flash your lights.
Why?
Just so they know it's you.
Funny.
I'm serious.
Not so sure I know how to do it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if you guys picked that up, but she was flashing her lights.
You think it was?
Alright, guys, thanks for watching. If you want me to do a video on the rubber ducky, let me know. Leave a comment below. This is Countryfriedgamer signing off.